Peace and blessings, family. This is not Queen with Divine Blessings Apparel, and we, meaning me and my daughter, are creating a new line. It's called Sincere Pets, and it's just dog bandanas that we are creating, sewing by hand, of course using a sewing machine, but it's all done at home. And so you just see me print out one of the designs. So basically I sublimate the designs onto polyester fabric, and that will be one side. So that is the process that I am doing right now, laying the polyester excuse me, I'm actually laying the I'm trying to remember the name, parchment I had a brain fart. Parchment paper on the heat press so that the ink does not go and mess up my heat press. And then I am actually laying the pattern down, and then the polyester fabric on top of the pattern, and then parchment paper on top of that. And then I am going to heat it for 385 degrees, and it has to be on for 70 seconds. And so yeah, so after the 70 seconds, this is what it comes out to look like. And that is Pause Against Diabetes. So now here we are. I am going to cut the fabric. So what I'm doing is creating reversible pet bandanas. And so the diabetes colors are blue, is blue. So I am cutting a pattern that has blue in it so that it can match. You know, I didn't want it to not really match. So I used the nautical theme, and I am putting that in the back of the, well, actually I'm not putting it. So I did the sublimation part, and I am now cutting the back fabric, and I am cutting 12 by 12. This is the size of the fabric that I'm cutting, and it's the size of the polyester as well, but I cut the polyester in half already so that I can do the sublimation part. And so basically I just put it in a triangle and then cut. So now you see my 12-year-old daughter. She is the seamstress. Well, that's what it's called, right? I'm thinking like seams, but I think that's what the sewing person is called, the seamstress. So I was basically teaching her how to use the sewing machine, and she got a hang of it really, really quickly. So this is her, or she, sewing and taking the pins out as she goes. She goes a little slow because she's trying to get the hand of stepping on that pedal so that it doesn't get away from her and she doesn't create a crooked line. She does pretty well with the lines also. So I'm very proud of her with that. And so I am actually doing, so of course when you cut, you get two. So she's doing the Nautica design, and I'm actually pinning the other design, putting the pins on it so that when she's finished, then I'll probably do this second one. Because I'm still walking her through, you know, what to do exactly. So she hasn't got, and we only did it once. We only practiced once, which is the day before this one. So this is her second one, and she did very well with it. So as you see, she goes very slowly to make sure she's not messing up, and to not get the pins stuck in the needle. Like, we don't want to break the needle, so she goes slowly to make sure she doesn't hit the pins with the needle. And this is her finishing up the bandana. So basically we sew the top sides to put both fabrics together, and then we sew down the lines. But I should have had her show. We basically fold in the corners on the sides at least 2 inches in, and then sew to make sure it's tapered down, and then we go around, leaving holes on the sides for the collar. So you'll see that when after she turns it inside out. So you'll see where she's turning it inside out. So right on the corners, the edges right there, she left open. I had to move the sewing machine. She was all behind the sewing machine. So right there, we leave those 2 gaps on both sides open. 1, to flip it inside out, and 2, so that you can put the collar through the bandana. She's cutting off all the excess threads. And this, as you see, takes some time getting it through. This is the most tedious part, especially if we put the straps, instead of using a collar, if we actually sew the straps, because the straps are so small, turning them inside out is very tedious. So it's actually easier to just create the bandana and have you put the collar through, or we put the collar through, as opposed to actually sewing on the straps. But we do both. So now she's going to make sure it's turned all the way inside out, or right side out, and make sure we get the tip of it. Normally I use like closed scissors and push it through, but she was able to do it with her fingers. And so there you see, that's the Pause Against Diabetes, and that's the reverse Nautica side. So now she's going to put the collar through, just to see what it looks like with the collar. So all you have to do, this is for a large dog because we have the bully pit, and she's a large dog. So that's a large collar. And I purchased a red collar. I just got it from like the dollar store, really. It wasn't the dollar store, but it was like a store with, I don't know what you call those type of stores. So it's not like Dollar Tree or Dollar General or anything like that. It's like the stores that's downtown. I'm only explaining if you're from the hood. Like an S&A, or it says 99 cents and above, but it has mad stuff because the collar was not $1. I wish it was. It was only a little bit over $1 though. But there you have it. This is what it looks like with the collar in it. And then you just go flip it over and you can have the Nautica. And this is what it looks like on the boo-boos. So that's pretty much it. I thank you for watching. I wish you much peace and blessings, and I will talk to you on the next video. Peace.